What's your badge? What's your name?
Step back.
What's your badge number?
What's your name?
What's your badge number? Badge number. That says name.
3K12.
Okay.
Now what's your name?
I'm not making any statements.
We don't need.
Yes, you do. To
You might want to go to school and learn the law.
I already know the law.
No, you don't.
Please don't talk to me. So get out of my way. Okay.
This is my case.
It's your
So I'll
case.
talk to you as much as I want.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna respond to you.
You don't have to respond to me, but I can talk to you.
Have a good day.
Well, I'm more than willing to talk to you, but I'm not going to play the stupid games. Okay.
You kind of are.
Okay, we're done.
Okay.
On December 29th, 2019, in the mid-afternoon, Officer Rodriguez Proctor and Sergeant Thor responded to a complaint of a verbal disagreement between neighbors. They arrived at the home of Michael, whose son Jack had been riding a gas-powered bicycle. Allegedly, a neighbor yelled at Jack to stop and threatened to beat him up. Another neighbor who witnessed the interaction called 911 to report the argument. Unfortunately, her statement was not recorded, but it was alleged that she informed the officers about Michael having a weapon tucked into the back of his pants. Sergeant Thor relayed this information over the radio, confirming the complaint. However, Michael told the officers that he was not carrying a weapon, and even if he was, he possessed a concealed carry permit. Carrying the weapon alone was not a crime unless it was brandished in a threatening manner. Interestingly, the witness or the other party involved in the argument never mentioned any threats involving a weapon. With the intention of having consensual conversation, the officers proceeded to knock on Michael's door.
Hi, can I help you with something?
Yeah, we're here about a.
And your name?
Officer Rodriguez.
First name?
Jim.
Jim. How are you, Jim? And your name? Please.
Sure.
Sorry? Badge number?
What's that?
Badge number,
Okay.
please?
Let's go ahead and talk about the incident that you had out here a few minutes ago.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
One of the officers approached Michael and asked if they could talk where they were. Michael agreed, but Officer Rodriguez either didn't hear or he ignored the agreement, ordering Michael outside. Michael's son Jack started recording as the officers forcefully removed his father from the home and arrested him. Officer Rodriguez tased Michael during the arrest. Jack continued recording as they escorted Michael to the police cruiser.
I'm on my property. Move out of my personal space.
I'm gonna stand right
This
here.
is my personal square. Please move.
I'm gonna stand right here.
Please move. You're in my personal space.
No.
What's your name?
Yeah, I do not need to give you that.
Yeah, you do.
For what reason?
Because you're
I know.
involved in this.
I'm involved with this, yes. But this guy threatened me and called the cops on you. And what's your badge number?
What's your name?
What's your badge number? Badge number. That says name.
3K12.
Okay.
Now what's your name?
I'm not making any statements.
You're not making any statements?
Nope.
Okay, I have the right to identify you. You understand that, right?
Then you can search up my face and you can search up my record.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna sit tight for a minute. You're not
Okay.
going anywhere.
I can go in my house if I want.
No, you
Am I
can't.
detained?
You're detained.
For what reason?
Jack stood his ground on his property, firmly asserting his right to be there. He demanded the police officers' names and badge numbers, refusing to provide his own. Jack claimed involvement in a situation where he was threatened, questioning the officers' actions. Despite the exchange, he insisted on his right to privacy and asked if he was being detained.
Right now you're under arrest for resisting.
Well, I already know your name's Jack, and I'll get your last name in a minute. So.
Cool. You're fine.
Nothing.
You're fine.
Nothing.
You're fine.
This guy is ridiculous. You violate my Fourth Amendment rights, I'm filing complaints against you.
Step back. Do not step forward. What did I just tell you?
Please get out of my space.
I do not have to. You
then
cannot interfere with what we're doing.
I'm not interfering when I'm on my property.
Don't step towards the car.
I'm not. Then
you
move out of
did
my
step
way.
towards the car. I told
Okay.
you not to.
He tried to run from us.
What's your name?
Officer Ware.
Okay, and what's your name?
We're going over this, Officer Proctor.
Okay, I didn't go over it. Don't.
When the cops try to get in the house, Jack runs back and interferes with them. Jack comes back and starts talking to one of the officers.
Stay back.
I'm going in.
If you try and come past me, you're going to go on the ground face first. Do you understand me?
Okay, and then I'm going to file a complaint against
Go get
you.
your camera.
Go grab your camera, yes. I'm allowing you to do that, but you cannot walk in my house.
There you go.
Okay, bye.
Michael faces charges of interfering, failure to identify, and disorderly conduct. The state's prosecutor refused to prosecute, passing the case to the city municipal court. It was then sent to Salt Lake City, where Prosecutor Ryan declined the case. However, Park City Attorney Tricia Lake took over for screening and filing misdemeanor charges. Following an internal investigation, Officer Rodriguez was found to have violated 5 department policies. Sergeant Thor violated 3, and Officer Ware violated 1. The entire Park City Police Department underwent First Amendment law training as a result. Officer Rodriguez and Sergeant Thor received reprimands and corrective actions that could lead to their dismissal if not completed. Both officers failed to fulfill their assigned corrective actions and were subsequently dismissed. Now let's move on to the next investigation.
You don't got no right to be
He's
here.
not in the house. Let us come inside.
Yeah, we ain't got no. F you. We ain't gonna let you
Why
come
are
in
you
for
being
shit.
like that, man?
Cause fuck you.
Because you guys are
Man,
Guys,
fuck
keep
all
your
that.
ass
All that, bro. You ain't getting no play here, bro. I promise you, you ain't getting no fucking play. Fuck you. Call the judge, whoever you got to call. It's get Grady here. Get your supervisor here.
Who's the black male in here?
Huh?
You see
There is
Bring
no
the black
black
male here,
person
bitch. And I'll put everything in my pocket on it. Let's bet on it. Let's bet on it.
Okay.
Let's
I
bet
know
on it.
there's a black male.
I bet there ain't. Let's bet on it. And you ain't coming in to check. I bet that.
Put him in the
This is your
bedroom.
house?
This is my house.
And don't tell him shit. Now, we ain't got. This is his house. Come here.
Keep
Okay, come
coming.
on.
Well, then
Different
keep
hours,
coming because he's
times.
not
Oh
here.
well,
I'm
you ain't seen him
telling
come
you.
in. I
So who's
guarantee
the
it.
black male here?
There ain't a black
He's
male
not
here. You're the only
here.
black
I'm
male here.
telling you.
You're right. You're the only one
I'm
here.
telling you, TT is.
Hey, you got me
Stop
fucked up.
coming to my fucking house and asking for TT.
He's not
Man,
here.
you,
Come
who
at
are
me
you?
like
You're
this.
on our
Put
fucking
your hand
property. Who
down.
are you?
Don't come
You're a
and
fucking
do all
public
that.
servant. You're here to serve us.
No, you're not
Fuck you
coming
mean?
in.
We ain't
You
criminal
ain't going
shit.
in anywhere.
We ain't.
Okay, so who's the black male?
Ain't
inside?
you?
Okay.
You make yourself look dumb. Get that shit on camera. Make that bitch look
Keep
dumb.
recording.
You got
I
me
know
fucked
there's a
up.
black male.
Make them. There ain't a black male here.
On April 18, 2020, at approximately 1:30 a.m., an officer from the Lake Hamilton Police Department and a deputy from the Polk County Sheriff's Office arrived at Big John's relative's house. They sought to inquire about the presence of an individual named TT, described as a black male. Notably, TT had never resided at the residence, and all individuals inside were members of the family. Upon the officer's arrival, the video recording begins after the door had been opened. In the footage, Gilman can be seen obstructing the door with his leg, preventing it from being shut. It is important to note that throughout the video there is strong language and moments where understanding the content of the argument may be challenging. The tactic of law enforcement officers flexing their authority in an attempt to coerce homeowners into granting them entry is a commonly observed behavior. Still, the homeowners are firm not to give them inside.
That's him. If he's wrong, what they gonna do?
Let me
if he's
ask you
wrong?
this.
That's
What
y'all know.
precisely
Boy.
is it you're waiting for?
Bad. They want to turn it out. Turn this bitch
Because
up
he
and down.
says.
Hold on,
TT
there's
is here.
nothing
They
you
said
can be
they
waiting
seen
on
him
that's
come
going
in.
to change the
No,
outcome.
I'm not calling supervisor. I want all the sheriffs. I want the real sheriff.
Why
Not
does
this
he keep
pussy-ass
getting
weekend
let out?
cop, not this rookie cop. Get the fucking supervisor here. That got sense.
All right.
That has sense. We don't deal with no
More than
rookie,
welcome
man.
to call. You got
Get
a
him
phone
here,
in your
please.
hand?
Get him. Because you're going to be wrong in the end. I'm going to be right. I can stand up. That's all I can stand on. I'm going to be right in the end, homeboy. Can't do nothing about it. Dumb ass. I know there's a black male here. Yeah, it's you. You're the only black male here. Motherfuckers are retarded, dog. I don't get it. Knock on the door twice. Fuck that, bitch. That's harassment at this point. You don't got to deal with them. Shut the door again. I should have never opened it again. That's how you do that. You leave the bitch right out there knocking until their hand falls off. But yep, white male, uncooperative, ain't hearing to none of that shit. Ain't a criminal. Don't give two fucks what y'all got going on. None of that, buddy. Get your supervisor, please. Somebody that has more sense than both of y'all. We're trying to deal with stupidity. Especially some fucking Lake Hamilton cop. What the fuck? Where's Turner? Fuck, get super here. I'd rather deal with him. That's sad.
10, 12
No, times one. Supervisor. I don't even want to talk to y'all. Get the supervisor here. But when y'all look dumb, I want to know what's going to happen. When y'all do, if you do want to come in and you look dumb, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, right?
What are you going to do about that
What
when
is
you
it
look
you're
dumb?
waiting on? What do you do?
That's what I want to know, though.
Alan, hold on. I
We're
can't
not
even hear.
I'm not
What is it
subjecting
you
nothing.
think you're doing right now? What are you waiting on?
Okay, listen to me.
The owners again tell them that what are they waiting for? The officers resorted to threatening the family, stating that they would return at different hours despite their inability to fit the search into any exceptions to the warrant requirement. The family members, recognizing the officer's misconduct, requested a supervisor and voiced their complaints about the officer's behavior.
If you're wrong, what would you willing to put on it then? If you're wrong, I'll let you come in right
Go
now.
get
You're
a
the
fucking warrant. Go get a fucking warrant for the black guy that's in here.
Hey, watch
Get
out.
the-
Hey,
hey,
that's
hey,
assault.
get-
That's
hey,
assault. No,
get-
that you get out of the way. You're stopping him from
Film
doing this on
that.
his
Why are
property.
you holding? I'm shutting my door. Do you have a warrant?
If you hit him, you're going to jail.
I'm not gonna hit him.
He needs to get out of the
Do you
way.
have
Why
a
is he not
warrant?
getting off our property?
Do you have a warrant to enter my property?
I'm looking for somebody with a felony warrant.
Do you
right
have a warrant to
where's
enter
the
my
warrant?
property?
Supervisor here.
Where's the
Wait for the
warrant at?
supervisor.
Do
Wait
you
for
have a
the
warrant to
supervisor.
enter my
No,
property?
where's the warrant?
Supervisor.
What
Where's the
are
warrant?
you doing? Do you have a warrant to enter my property?
No, they don't, obviously.
If he's not here, you guys shouldn't have a problem with us.
It
coming
doesn't
inside
matter.
and
I
checking.
still have a right. Right? Do I have my fucking rights or don't I?
Slide.
Of course.
So do you have a warrant?
But if he is not here, listen.
All right. The way warrants work, you knock on doors with warrants. You're holding my door open with no warrant.
We're not touching.
Okay, I'm gonna shut it.
In an attempt to justify their actions, the officers claimed that another officer had seen a black male inside the house. However, this claim turned out to be false. The family members, aware of their rights, repeatedly asked for a warrant and made efforts to shut the door in order to protect their privacy and assert their rights.
You're more than welcome to call him. You got a
him here, please. Get him.
The details provided indicate that the young lady who was filming the incident paused the recording to contact a supervisor. However, it is mentioned that she was subsequently arrested for alleged misuse of an emergency hotline and resisting arrest. The sequence of events involving the arrest and charges against the individual illustrates what appears to be an abuse of power, harassment, and potential conspiracy by the officers involved. Unfortunately, it is distressing to note that neither officer faced penalties for their actions, despite the charges against the family members being dropped. The attorney hired by the family advised against pursuing a civil suit, although seeking a second opinion from another attorney is suggested in such situations. It's important to reiterate the advice provided earlier. Never engage in conversation with the police, avoid opening the door for them without a warrant, and always consult an attorney for guidance and protection of your rights. Now here's another investigation to keep you tuned in.
We'll start over, okay?
You need to leave. Call your supervisor.
Start over.
I have 3 cops at the back of my house because I was blocking the alley with my bike because I was waiting to pull into the driveway.
Section 38.02 Texas Penal Code says you only have to ID if you've been lawfully arrested. Arrest you for what?
For what? For blocking the alley, he said. I'm probably fixing to go to jail. I'm not giving him my ID. Remember how he said he's going to take me to jail?
In early May 2021, Ryan was returning home from a motorcycle ride when Officer Dawson of the Garland Police Department happened to follow him into the alley. The officer claimed to be responding to a disturbance call. Prior to the aerial view, it is evident that the driveway leading to the rear of the house is accessible through the alleyway. The backyard fence and a boat occupy the driveway, making it challenging for Ryan to keep the bike on. As a result, he typically shuts down his bike and pushes it through the narrow passage to park it in the garage. Ryan shut off his bike and began texting his wife before opening the garage. Just as he stopped the engine, Officer Dawson initiated a traffic stop. Sensing the significance of the situation, Ryan quickly turned on his body cam to capture the encounter and ensure an objective record of events.
Supervisor out here. Call your supervisor. I don't have to ID to you. This isn't a traffic stop. I'm not. What crime have I committed?
Blocking the alley.
What crime have I committed? I was on the end of my driveway at my own home pulling in.
Why do you gotta make it hard?
Because you pulled up on me. This bullshit. I didn't do anything. You don't need to be here.
Look, all I'm gonna do is verify on your driver's license your address and we'll get out of here.
Run that plate and run that house. That'll tell you right there.
What? We'll start over, okay?
You need to leave.
Listen.
Call your supervisor.
Start over.
Call your supervisor.
I don't know why you gotta make it hard.
Call your supervisor.
What's your name, man?
Officer Dawson, seemingly forgetting the initial disturbance call he claimed to be responding to, now shifted his attention to the protruding rear fender of Ryan's bike. He requested Ryan's identification based on this observation. After the incident, some pictures were taken that captured the scene. By examining a still frame from the beginning of the body cam footage, it's evident that the front foot pegs of the bike were aligned with a tree stump and a pipe. This observation confirms that Ryan's rear fender and saddlebags were indeed over the line, marking the alleyway. However, it is important to note that Ryan had not yet dismounted the bike or put down his kickstand. He was in the process of pushing the bike forward to park it, with no intention of leaving it in its current position. Reacting to the situation, Ryan pulls his bike forward and requests a supervisor to intervene and assess the encounter. Despite Ryan's explanation that he was not intentionally blocking the alley and was in the process of moving his bike, Officer Dawson remains firm in his decision to write a citation for blocking the alleyway. However, Ryan insists he was not blocking it and requests the presence of a supervisor to ensure a fair assessment of the situation. Feeling the need to gather support for his case, Ryan contacts someone on his phone to serve as a witness to the encounter. During the conversation, he mentions his intention to involve a lawyer, indicating his seriousness about protecting his rights and ensuring a just resolution. Moreover, Ryan highlights the fact that the entire encounter was recorded, both on his body camera and the surveillance cameras installed at his house. The evidence serves as a means to provide an accurate account of the incident and protect against any potential misrepresentation of events. Ryan's committed to maintaining a record of the encounter to support his case and protect his rights. After issuing Ryan a citation, the officers leave the scene without investigating the alleged disturbance in the area. Surprisingly, it's been a few weeks and the citation's not been turned in, indicating a potential lack of follow-up by the officers involved. Furthermore, the department refuses to release the body camera and dash camera footage, raising concerns about transparency and accountability. In light of these circumstances, Ryan and his representatives remain steadfast in their commitment to protect his rights and seek justice. They understand the importance of recording every interaction with state officials and are actively encouraging others to do the same. Recognizing the need for further action, Ryan plans to file an official complaint in the coming days. Additionally, a meeting with the police chief was requested, hoping for an opportunity to address the concerns and seek a resolution. Unfortunately, the request was denied, suggesting potential resistance or unwillingness to engage in dialogue regarding the incident. Nevertheless, Ryan remains determined to pursue the complaint and seek appropriate actions to address the situation.